In the heart of battle, one cannot flee. Yes, we have to prove themselves, display their power in order to survive or win the battle. Sometimes, it's not about survival. It's for sports, or proof of power that needs to be seen. Do not brag. Show them what you can. You can't escape from crossing fates. As the wheel of fate is turning you.
Long and hard didst thou fight.
Sometimes in any forms of media, when it comes to series, animes, video games, really any kind of video games, there is an archetype that's very often seen, and it's the very strong one. And here's the thing, these kind of characters, they fall in multiple categories as well. It's a kind of character that always feels good to see in action, and they can bring multiple kind of hypes. As I said, this can show up in many kind of medias. But to make my job easier and for the sake of variety, I will not talk about the Dragon Ball franchise and some other shonen that are just about fighting. Unless there is a few that need to be brought up, but I don't think so. I will only bring up 3 different types of interpretations for strength. So, we have the strong ladies, the sealed powers, and the walking threats, which are 3 of my favorite archetypes. I was also going to put the lust for power and incredible force of nature, but the only ones that fits this category were Akuma from Street Fighter series, and Dimitri Alexander Bladed from Fire Emblem Three Houses, which are quite a kind of worms I don't want to open, so let's leave them. Let's get started, shall we? These characters are usually selfless warriors that always have something or someone to defend, or have a specific goal in mind that does not concern themselves. They all share a familiar design of fighting style, and they are the kind that could snap me in half and I would say thanks. They are strong, but not comically strong. Their strength are fairly good, they are not the most powerful characters, but every time they fight, it feels like it's the case. They also care a lot about a specific character that would be the few reasons of such a growth. So far, it may sound so specific, but there is quite a few popular examples of that archetype actually. You got young Xiaolong from Ruby. Every time she's the one fighting, she makes a good display of power, and in later seasons, she uses that power to make really good team attacks with her allies. She also literally uses gauntlets. Gauntlets? She mainly uses her hands as her main weapons, and she uses well. And she also terrorizes a good fighting game with his hands. You also got Tifa Lockhart, who's whole gimmick in Final Fantasy VII in battles. She uses martial arts and can hurt a lot despite using just her fists and legs. She also has a heart of gold and is very understanding from everything she experienced in the past. Poor girl lost someone and is out for revenge, but she's also looking out for the others. And finally, you also have Makoto Nanaya. She's not really strong, but her deal is that she uses hand-to-hand combat. It's often said that her punches really hurt. And considering the animation of some attacks showing a good amount of power with that many shockwaves and the sound design of the attacks, it's safe to assume she really hurts, despite how bad she is in the game. This one's the one who cares the most about looking out for the others. There's plenty of people she cares for, but that's BlazBlue lore, I won't go deeper than that, this is a whole other story. People love the kind of woman who just kicks their asses. Hi, I'm People. Honorable mentions go to Fang from Final Fantasy XIII, Makoto Nijima, that's different, from Persona 5, and Bullet from BlazBlue, which has really no relevance at all. Poor girl. On the category of sealed power, we have the kind of brute that is holding back a power, intentionally or for personal reasons. They may hold it back dearly, but they still pack plenty of power. This category will have spoilers for Elden Ring. The game has been out for around a year already. But I'd just like to at least tell you about this. On one hand, you have a merciless hunter who craves for fights, wanting only one thing, and is to toy with his praise. Judging himself to be way too strong, he puts limiters on his own self in form of statues, so he can be on par with other strongest warriors in his world. The mad dog Azrael is a hunter that wants to be entertained. He goes completely crazy against his strongest foes like Kagura or Ragnar, but tends to ignore or spare the weak foes he finds. Except at one time he attacked Celica, but he just wanted to enrage Ragnar to make him go at his full power. Bullying is in his thing, for the players might think Lidl love to do that, and his greatest wish, as seen in the BlazBlue Central Fiction story or Undertale, is to fight the outer gods of his universe. In BlazBlue Cross-Tag Battle, he has interactions with other holders of great strength, often craving to fight their tag partner once everything is done. I think that's cool and funny, personally. Also, we can see in his astral hit that his tattoos that hold back his strength disappear. He uses the actual full power for a single strike that's a finishing blow. He literally makes a nuke with his hands. On the other hand, for the held back strength, we have Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. Didn't expect me to move from fighting games to Elden Ring, didn't you? All of his lust for action and rage has been put in the form of a spiritual lion, Sarash, accompanying him, and he only does this in order to be able to even hold his warrior status and have an audience. If people were to see his warrior side being Hoaralu, they would be afraid and Godfrey would quickly be exiled. Godfrey cares deeply about his people and family, while Hoara does not let anything go in his way. The idea of extremely powerful characters that are always holding back is a fantastic design to me. You're simply telling me these characters that are already extremely powerful on their own can go beyond and shatter the earth as they please. I want more of these, and I'm sure I'm missing or forgetting many others. Holding back for your own pleasure or holding back for the sake of one's title, these two are polar opposites, but they are being done the exact same way. When things go south, there's no way out, no limiters anymore, go all out, go back to monkey! Now, we've been watching humans that could reach unbelievable strengths. What if we're looking at something else? We'll be looking at something beefier and scarier. Things we could consider as practically monsters or gods. Things that generally are a final boss, and they are my favorite kind of final boss. The incoming threat is a real menace to humanity or whatever the main living thing is. These characters are all still able to grow. Despite already being a worldwide threat, we will be thinking of characters like Dio, Susanoo, and Sephiroth. They do not specifically represent strength or power, but at first glance, you can already think these characters have too much power to handle. First we have Susanoo. Terumi is a sick bastard who actually is Susanoo, and once he gets his suit back, he's no longer the same person. This one is an actual god, and judging from his gameplay, he's still able to grow even stronger as he fights, recalling his previous powers and stealing all he could do to be the greatest menace here once more. The sheer size and appearance of the armor screams danger in many ways. I'd like to mention people like the concept art better, where the armor remains white, like Hakumen. Personally, I don't think that works well, but I will let you give your opinion on this matter. Next is Dio. This guy stole the body of the only man he respected, and this man bloodline, it only makes him stronger because turns out he was a vampire. People tend to forget JoJo initially was a vampire story, that's funny. Back then as a vampire with his own body, he was already stupid good, twisting one's body to no limits. He could freeze or burn one's blood flow. And he had laser eyes! That's very dumb and fun. And with Jonathan Joestar's body, he loses a lot of this. But he gains a new power, which is a stand, and his stand in particular is able to stop time! You get the idea now, you've seen the memes, you know how it goes. And then, you have Sephiroth. Basically, Sephiroth is an experiment that turned into a hero, who would eventually go cuckoo crazy during a mission and find out about his true self. And then he disappears after losing a battle. While he was gone, he simply reached a new level of power, only needing one thing, to awaken and bring despair to the world, and an illusion of himself kept bringing him closer to these experiments. The Sephiroth we fight in Crazy Score and the one we fight in Final Fantasy VII. There is a significant difference. It's a clear sign of growth or godhood. I actually don't know how to end this video naturally. I would have something to say outside of all of these matters, but I said everything already. That's done. This video took a while to release, but hey, it's done. I might do less of this because recording unscripted things with friends is mad funnier. Thanks for watching until now. This did take a bit of work and I totally did not get distracted by other games by the time I was watching this video. How dare you being such good games. In any case, thank you again and I will see you in the next video for something actually funny. See you. Bye.